Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here at 4:30. We begin today with a topic that is not easy to discuss, but it must be to make an impact. September is Suicide Awareness Month, and for one industry that employs many people around this area, this month carries extra significance.
You see him struggling, he's like, oh, he's pushing through, I'm going to push through too. I'm here to let you know it is okay to not be okay.
You're looking at what is called a stand down on Miron Construction's worksite at Maplewood Middle School in Menasha. More than 100 workers stopped working to hear a presentation. Today's topic, mental health and suicide awareness. This industry sees more suicides than any other, 4 times greater than the national average, and construction workers are 5 times more likely to die by suicide than suffer a construction fatality. To learn more, we visited the site earlier today. And we're joined by Meredith Bacek. She is the wellness coordinator for Miron Construction. So today you're having one of these stand downs. What kind of impact have you found these stand downs to have when you talk about your area of expertise?
You know, when I'm talking about my area of expertise with these stand downs, it's getting the word out beyond just our office walls. This is getting to everybody within the construction industry, and not just superintendents and foremen, but the general laborers and everybody else that's working on a site. I still feel like a lot of times when talking about mental illness and suicide prevention, there is a stigma around it.
Sure.
And for me to be able to get up and have this conversation at a stand-down meeting with 130 individuals listening, this would have never happened.
So you mentioned the stigmas, and you can read a lot about why it's so prevalent in this industry, but through your experience, why is it prevalent? What kind of stigmas do you have to overcome when you're dealing with Miron workers?
Well, you think we're in construction, the toxic masculinity, the being afraid to talk about the feelings. The majority of our workers, are men and middle-aged men. So men is the #1 gender that takes their life. Middle age is the #1 age category. And then on top of that, just working away from loved ones and friends. We have a lot of individuals that aren't working near their house or their home that travel. Work injuries, utilizing medication and things like that to help with the work injuries, and all of that leads to that mental struggle.
When you started doing this 2 years ago, workers respond when you tried to approach this, because this is a subject that, as we just talked about, isn't often approached within this industry.
Yeah. Well, in 2021, we did a burnout survey first, and we realized with the burnout survey that the majority of individuals love their job, but they're just feeling stressed and burnt out and anxious. And I partnered that, and our culture team, we partnered that with the fact that the numbers of suicides within the construction industry is so high that we needed to do something. For me, I'm like not afraid to take something and run with it, and human connection is my passion. And I was just hoping that, winning people over with that human connection aspect.
So how much connection is there now? Like you said, you've been in this position for a little less than 2 years. What is it like now? Is it on a daily basis where you're hearing about this? Are they reaching out to you, or do you have to go find them? How does it work within Miron?
It is on a daily basis. When you think about it, somebody is struggling with something. Everyone around you is struggling with something. And it's the fact that we have opened the doors now to that conversation to be able to talk about this stuff. So it is on a daily basis. There's phone calls, there's emails, there's people reaching out to me, there's people reaching out to their superintendents in the office, and vice versa.
You've trained over 500 plus Miron employees on this QPR, which is question, persuade, and then refer, right, to help them out. So are you seeing the benefit of that? Are these Miron employees recognizing it in their coworkers?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I've had phone calls from individuals saying, hey, I just want to call and let you know, like, I utilized QPR the other day. And whether it's within the construction industry or with their family and friends, that is truly saving lives. They're offering that hope and that connection that somebody can keep moving forward and keep going on.
What else provides hope is this mental health hub that you just started, right? This is new. It is unique, but it is also available to the public, not just Miron employees. Why is that important, do you think?
Yeah, you know, there's a little bit of a disconnect between like Miron employees having access to our intranet and then the rest of the field not having access with the union, non-union, and things like that. So I wanted it available, easily accessible to absolutely anyone. I didn't want it to be hidden. The Mental Health Hub has resources for everybody struggling, not just within the construction industry, but there's a lot of the emergency resources and then other places you can go for things you're struggling with.
You mentioned everybody, and you talked earlier about male. I mean, we know that men are more likely, as you mentioned, to do this. It is a male-dominated industry, but there are more and more females coming into the construction industry. Miron does a job recruiting women into this industry, right?
Yeah.
So what has your experience been with them as it relates to this topic?
You know, I feel like it brings a different twist that they've helped bring this topic out of the shadows because they're not afraid to talk about it.
Okay.
I think it's just that stigma isn't there as much, but I also feel like for me, being a woman, I learned that it's okay to talk about your feelings. You know, I wish that everyone growing up as a man learned the same thing especially within this industry, that because you're talking about your feelings, it doesn't mean that you're weak. But we all know what stress is, we all know what struggle is, and it's just being able to accept and help a person versus judge them.
From what you understand anecdotally, we know what Miron's doing in this area of mental health. What is the industry doing from folks you've talked to that are in similar positions to yours? I
mean, the statistics don't lie, right? When you read something like suicides within the construction industry are 5 times the national average, 53.2 individuals in the construction industry take their life per 100,000 employees. So the national average is 14 per 100,000. So I think that statistic itself just jumps out at people. And now knowing that more and more individuals are starting to talk about their struggles, sharing their lived experience, that has broken down the walls in order to build that connection and help people keep moving forward. Construction, yes, it's competitive, but when it comes to your daily life and your just mental health and well-being, we're people first. And it's about human connection over getting the next job, making sure that they're safe and making sure that we have those individuals to keep getting these jobs.
Terrific. Meredith, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.